Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be having a little chat about the Miliatarum Tempestus Scions, going over their rules and giving them a little bit of a review. If you'd like to see more videos like this one in the future, please hit the subscribe button and destroy the bell button so that you never miss an upload. So, new change, obviously let me know how you think of it. But in the past I used to show you the rules. Obviously I'd love to still do that, but I feel like I might get a shot for that from YouTube with the whole Article 13 malarkey. Hopefully they're not buzzing in with that exact keyword being mentioned or whatever it is. Who knows? Yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'm reading the rules, but I'm not showing you them so that you can still buy the book if you want to. I might not be going over all the weapons because they are actually quite a versatile unit, but we'll go over the stats really quick. And we'll have a talk about what they can and cannot possibly do, maybe? Well, anyway, let's have a start. The Miliatarum Tempestus Scions are a troop choice for the Militarum Imperial Guard, however you wish. And they are a power level of 3, which, if I just do a really quick check, is the same as the infantry squad. So what do you get for your money? They have got a 6-inch move, a weapon skill of a 4+, much like a standard guardsman. However, they do have a ballistic skill of 3, which puts them in the shooting range of somewhere like a space marine. Strength and toughness of 3, so they're not going to be as durable or as hard hitting in combat. A wound of 1, attack of 1, leadership of 6, so not great but okay. And we'll explain that in a minute. And a 4 save, which is pretty surprisingly better. It says this unit contains 1 Tempester and 4 Tempestus Scions. So the difference between a Tempester is that they have a weapon skill of 3+, so they hit like a space marine in punching except for the strengths. They have 2 attacks and +1 to their leadership, making them 7, which is pretty okay to be honest. It says each Tempestus Scion, that would be your standard guys, are armed with a Hotshot Alaskan, frag and crack grenades, so not just the old frag ones, the cracks too. And the Tempester is armed with a Hotshot Las pistol, chainsword, frag grenades and crack grenades. So basically your standard sergeant just means he's going to hit a bit better and he's got more attacks, so a little bit more punchy than a standard guardsman. We'll talk pretty briefly, if not in depth later, about the weapons they're armed with. So the Hotshot Alaskan is an 18-inch range, so similar to the Las gun, except for it is 18 inches, which means it's a rapid fire 1 weapon, which means within 9 inches you're going to be firing twice. It is strength 3, much like a Las gun, with the exception of its -2 AP, standard 1 damage. So it's actually pretty decent. If it hits and wounds, you're quite decently going to be actually taking off an armor save. So a Space Marine -2 is going to be having your basic standard guardsman save, and you're going to be leveling the playing field with a Terminator to having a similar save to the Scions, which is quite funny. The Hotshot Las pistol is 6 inches range. That's pretty pants to be honest. You are going to be right up in their grill. Pistol 1, same as the rest of everything else. With the Hotshot Las gun itself. Now, the thing that really makes them shine, well, there's a couple of things to be honest. It says 1 Tempestus Scion may replace the Hotshot Las gun and with a Hotshot Las pistol and Vox Caster. I do believe there has been an FAQ, which means they can also have a Hotshot Las gun and a Vox Caster. So you can basically give them a Vox Caster. It's really weirdly worded, but you can do it that way. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments down below if I am in fact very wrong. And then it says for every 5 models in the unit, up to 2 other Tempestus Scions may replace the Hotshot Las gun with a Flamer, Melter gun, Plasma gun, Grenade launcher, or Hotshot Volley gun, which most people prefer the Plasma gun. Now there's definitely arguments to be made for all of them, with the exception of Flamer, I would argue, because with the aerial, okay, so we'll go over the aerial drop and then we'll talk about that bit. So aerial drop special rune. It says during deployment you can set up this unit in high altitude transport, ready to deploy via grav shoot, instead of placing them on the battlefield. At the end of any of your movement phases, you can make an aerial drop. Set it up anywhere on the battlefield is more than 9 inches away from any models. Obviously, recently we've had relatively recent changes to that, which basically means you have to do it on the second turn if you want to do it anywhere. On the first turn you can do it in the deployment zone of your own, of course, or the battlefield edge, whichever one it is, which you're probably not going to be doing. But if you haven't done it by the turn of the third or the fourth, then the count has been destroyed. So obviously second turn you're going to be dropping these guys in, but it does say more than 9 inches away from enemy models, hence why you're not going to be taking a flamer, which is an 8-inch range. Now you could, it's up to you, do what you want to do with them, but for what you're more likely going to be using them for, the flamer's not going to get very much use. Melt gun is good in the fact that, if we have a quick look at it, I think it's 12-inch range. Yes, 12-inch range, assault 1, strength 8, -4, AP, D6 damage. And it says within half range, you can roll 2d6, good gosh, and discard the lowest result. Now that would be slightly better if you can put them in the, I want to say Valkyrie, but Vendetta, that kind of thing, because you can get them within the 6 inches. Plasma gun is everybody's favourite because it is versatile and can deal with a couple of different units, and you can get a decent amount of shots off them, to be honest, because it is rapid fire 24. You are strength 8 when you've overcharged them, -3 AP and 2 damage. A roll of hit of 1 after the bearer, basically a roll of hit of 1, the bearer is slain. Excuse me, good golly gosh. Hotshot volley gun is pretty good, to be honest, but again, because it's got the heavy special rule, if I can find it, good gosh. Yeah, Hotshot volley gun, it has got a range of 24, it's heavy 4 profile, which means that you're going to be hitting on 4 pluses when you've moved, which obviously doing the deep strike thing, you are going to move, but the 4 shots probably take care of that. Strength 4, which is good. Same as the Hotshot gun, Alaskan, with the rest of that, so -2 and 1 damage. But I still think the plasma gun is probably the way to go. Even if you're not overcharging it, strength 7 is pretty cushy. Yeah, the other rule that they've got is Vox Caster. Basically, if a friendly officer is within 3 inches of this unit with a Vox Caster, obviously it's an upgrade that you can get. Using a voice of command ability, you can extend the range to 18 inches if the target unit contains a Vox Caster. Same as a Vox Caster, basically. Yeah, it means you're going to extend the range. So you can stand 3 inches, you can definitely deep strike. I think we would be remiss if we didn't talk about a Tempesta Prime, if I can find the stat lines. It's more about, so we'll go over that in a separate video, I do believe, to be honest. But I think we'll go over their special rule, which is pretty much the same as every other order. However, we'll talk about that. They do have the voice of command, so they can also give them the Tempestus command rod. Basically means you can use the voice of command ability twice in each of your turns. Evidently, you can issue orders twice if you put that on. If you don't, it's just the one. If you're dropping them in with 1 unit, then you can't. You might as well just have the 1 if you're going in with 2. Blah blah blah. Let's have a quick look at the orders just so we can see their effectiveness. So the main one is going to be the first rank, second rank fire, which is pretty good, which means it turns all lasguns and hotshot lasguns in the ordered unit change their rapid type to rapid 2 until the end of the phase. And that's good because if you can get them within the 9 inches, then they will fire, instead of 2, they will fire 4 shots, which is pretty good, increasing the chances. There's obviously take aim, so reroll hits of 1, especially with your plasma guns, that's going to be good. Bring it down, reroll 1s to wound, so again, probably one you want to be aiming if you find yourself surrounded by a lot of, I'll say plebs, but you know what I mean, the standard everyday guys. Fixed bayonets, yeah, probably not so much, but we'll go over the Miliatarum Tempestus order, which is the Elimination Protocol sanctioned. It says you can reroll failed wound rolls for models and the order unit that are attacking enemy vehicles or monsters in this phase. Now that is spectacularly good if you're bringing the melt guns or plasma guns. I think what we'll do now is we'll have a quick glance at the only regimental doctrine that you can take for them, and why wouldn't you? Especially if you're taking a Tempesta Prime and your standard Scions, because you can just have a patrol detachment. So, the Miliatarum Tempestus Regiment doctrine is called Stormtroopers. If a model with this doctrine is shooting a target within half the range or less, it can make an extra shot with the same weapon at the same target. For each roll of 6+ you make for that model, these extra shots do not generate any more additional shots. Meaning, if you're firing 4 times with each person, each time you get a 6, you're going to get an extra shot. So you could possibly get more than likely between 4 and 5. You're probably not going to get an additional 4, but you could if you're within half range, which is going to be pretty devastating, to be honest. I mean, if you issue the you'd have to issue the first rank, second rank fire to get that, but bare minimum with the other order, it's going to be even better against vehicles with plasma guns and melt guns, monsters, you name it. They're basically made for taking your big guys out, the big enemies. We'll have a quick look at the stratagems. I don't think there's going to be very many, to be honest, that we're going to be looking at. I think what we'll do though is we'll, if I can find the page, that is, we will skip to the am I on the wrong page here? Am I on the wrong page? Who knows? I think I am on the wrong page. Nope, I'm not. So we'll run straight to the stratagem for the Miliatarum Tempestus, which there is one, I do believe. Anyway, shut up. I believe it is. Yeah, there we go. Superior intelligence. So, it says 1 command point. Use a stratagem immediately after your opponent sets up a unit. Okay, no, right, okay. Within 12 inches of your Tempestus units. You can immediately shoot at the unit if it was in your shooting phase. Basically, it's a lot like the Space Marines one. I can't remember what the name of the role is, but it treats exactly the same. Basically, you subtract 1 to hit rolls, but you can fire if someone tries to counter your deep strike, which is pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There is going to be more, so we'll have a quick little glance. No, let's go recon, fight to the death. Yeah, fight to the death's pretty good, but you're not likely going to be failing morale with the fact that you're going to have minimum units more likely than not. But it basically means you can roll a D3 for 1 command point instead of D6 when taking morale test. Grenadiers, you could do that again. Militarum Infantry. Unit shoots or fires Overwatch. Up to 10 models in that unit that are armed with grenades can instead throw a grenade this phase, instead of only one model being able to do so. It says shoots or fires Overwatch. Yeah, so you can do it that way. So you can fire your crack grenades. Basically, all of you guys can fire crack grenades, which is pretty good. It doesn't say about specific enemies, so that could be really devastating. Inspired Tactics, basically you can issue another order, which could be very good without paying for the upgrade, and we're likely to have a lot of command points, as that's what we're known for currently. No, preliminary ban, no. Let's just have another look. We don't need to worry about that one, not one. Consolidate squads, that's not really for us, because it's infantry squads, specifically infantry squads. And I think and there's one here. It says 3 command points, fire in my position. Use this stratagem when the last model is slain from an Astral Militarum unit. From the unit from your army equipped with a Vox Caster. Before removing the model, roll a d6. For each model within 3 inches of it, on a 4+, it suffers d3 mortal wounds. So again, if you're sending your guys in to kill tanks and they die, you can basically punish your enemy for killing them slightly. Especially if you get them right in the middle, right next to some big old tanks, you can do a couple more thingy, just when they thought they was done killing, they wasn't done killing. That's the pretty much top and bottom of it, and I don't think there's really much else. I mean, I could go on and on about other things that you can do with them, but the Scions are, to be honest, I'll probably do another video on this, to be honest, but I think Scions are really good and a really good flexible unit, and they're good as, I'd argue, a filler unit as well. So if you don't want to use their specific regiment command, you're trying to fill out your units, it's a low model count army. Now I think we'll save that for another video. Let me just see how many minutes we're on. Oh, so we're already on the 15-minute mark, which is probably round about where we should be quitting, to be honest. So what we'll do is I'll open it up to you. If I have, in fact, made a mistake, if I've missed anything out that you think I should include in the video, then obviously put the comments down below. If you'd like to see your armies, pictures of your armies in these videos, then please put something in the comments down below. I might already have something in the description saying to go to the Facebook page. It's WargamerNick on Facebook, so just go searching for it, post it on there. Definitely feel free to do it, and I might use your pictures in the next video. Anyway, so until the next time, thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.